Welcome back to Stamps Old World UK, the channel where classic postage stamps meet real market value and timeless history. Today's video is dedicated to one of the most iconic and widely collected postage stamps in the world, the classic 1-cent Benjamin Franklin stamp. This stamp is instantly recognizable by its deep blue color, oval portrait, and elegant 19th century design, and it represents a fascinating chapter in postal history that still attracts collectors, from beginners to serious investors. The 1-cent Benjamin Franklin stamp you are seeing belongs to the early classic era of postage stamps, originally issued by the United States during the mid-19th century. Benjamin Franklin was chosen for the 1-cent denomination because of his immense contribution to the postal system, as he served as the first Postmaster General and helped establish efficient mail routes long before modern postal services existed. This stamp was primarily used for newspapers, circulars, and local printed material, which explains why millions were printed and widely circulated across the country. In terms of design, this stamp features a finely engraved left-facing portrait of Benjamin Franklin, surrounded by an oval frame with the words U.S. Postage at the top and 1 cent clearly displayed at the bottom. The craftsmanship reflects the engraving techniques of the era, where every line was cut by hand, creating a detailed and textured appearance that modern printing cannot easily replicate. The blue color varies from light to deep shades depending on the printing batch, ink mixture, and paper aging, and these variations can significantly influence the stamp's market value today. Condition plays a crucial role in determining how much this stamp is worth in today's market. Used examples with heavy cancellations, thinning, tears, or missing perforations generally sell for lower prices, while well-centered copies with clear design details command stronger interest. In average used condition, this 1-cent Benjamin Franklin stamp typically sells for around $200 to $500, making it affordable for collectors who want to own a piece of classic postal history. However, cleaner used examples with light cancellations and balanced margins can easily reach $800 to $1,500 in today's stamp market. Unused examples are where values begin to rise more dramatically. An unused stamp without original gum may be valued in the range of $1,500 to $3,000, depending on centering and overall appearance. Unused stamps with original gum, especially those that are well preserved and lightly hinged, can range from $3,500 to over $4,200 in today's stamp market. Fully mint examples with never hinged original gum are extremely scarce and highly sought after, often selling for several $1,000s at major stamp auctions. Rarity factors such as printing varieties, plate impressions, paper type, and perforation differences also add to the collectible appeal of this stamp. Some versions were printed on different paper stocks, while others showed distinctive shades of blue or minor engraving differences that specialists carefully study. Certified examples with expert authentication are especially valuable because they remove uncertainty and give collectors confidence when investing larger sums of money. Historical significance is another reason this stamp continues to attract global interest. This issue represents an era when postage stamps were still a relatively new invention, transforming communication across continents. Letters and newspapers carried by these stamps helped spread news, ideas, and commerce during a time of rapid national expansion. Owning this stamp is not just about monetary value, but about preserving a tangible piece of world history that connects us to the daily lives of people more than 150 years ago. From an investment perspective, classic stamps like the 1-cent Benjamin Franklin has shown steady long-term demand. While they may not produce overnight profits, high-quality examples have consistently appreciated over time, especially as fewer well-preserved copies remain available. Collectors and investors alike value stability, historical importance, and global recognition, all of which this stamp clearly possesses. If you currently own this stamp, it is strongly recommended to store it in a protective stamp mount or acid-free album away from moisture, sunlight, and heat. Proper storage helps preserve color, paper quality, and gum condition, which directly impacts future value. For higher value examples, professional grading and certification can further enhance market trust and resale potential. In conclusion, the 1-cent Benjamin Franklin stamp is a cornerstone of classic stamp collecting. Its rich history, elegant design, and accessible entry price make it appealing to new collectors, while its rare varieties and high-grade examples continue to attract serious philatelists and investors worldwide. Whether your stamp is worth $500 or several $1,000s, it represents a remarkable piece of postal heritage that has stood the test of time.
Next up, the United States 2 cents George Washington stamp. This beautiful red stamp is not only a symbol of early American postal history, but also a highly respected collectible that continues to hold strong interest in today's global stamp market. The 2 cents George Washington stamp was issued during the classic period of United States postage, a time when stamps were engraved with incredible detail and printed for everyday use across a growing nation. George Washington, the first president of the United States, was chosen for this denomination because of his lasting importance as a founding figure. This stamp was commonly used for letters and printed matter, making it one of the most widely circulated stamps of its era, yet still very desirable among collectors today. From a design perspective, this stamp features a finely engraved right-facing portrait of George Washington, enclosed within an elegant oval frame. The bold red color immediately stands out and was intentionally chosen to make the stamp easily recognizable in daily postal use. The inscription U.S. Postage appears at the top, while 2 cents is clearly printed at the bottom, framed by ornamental details that reflect the craftsmanship of 19th century engraving. Every line, curve, and shading detail was created by hand, giving the stamp a depth and texture that modern stamps rarely achieve. Condition is the most important factor when determining the market value of this 2 cents George Washington stamp today. Used examples with heavy cancellations, worn paper, creases, or missing perforations generally fall on the lower end of the value scale. In average used condition, this stamp typically sells for around $250 to $600 in today's market. However, examples with lighter cancellations, sharp details, and well-balanced margins can easily reach values between $800 and $1,200. Unused examples are significantly more valuable, especially when original gum is present. An unused stamp without gum may sell for approximately $1,300 to $1,500, depending on centering and overall appearance. Unused stamps with original gum and light hinge marks often range from $1,700 to over $1,900. Truly mint examples with full original gum and no hinge marks are scarce and highly prized, often achieving prices of several $1,000s when sold through major auctions or certified dealers. Specialized collectors also pay close attention to printing varieties associated with this stamp. Differences in shade, paper type, perforation size, and plate impressions can dramatically affect value. Some shades of red are rarer than others, and subtle variations that may appear insignificant to beginners can be extremely important to advanced collectors. Certified examples authenticated by professional experts usually command higher prices because they provide assurance of originality and condition. The historical importance of this stamp adds another layer of value beyond its monetary worth. During the time this stamp was in circulation, the postal system played a vital role in connecting families, businesses, and government across long distances. Letters carried with this stamp helped shape communication in an era before telephones and digital media. Holding this stamp today means holding a physical link to a formative period of world history. From an investment standpoint, classic United States stamps such as the 2 cents George Washington have shown consistent long-term stability. While prices may fluctuate slightly based on market demand, high-quality examples continue to attract collectors worldwide. As the number of well-preserved copies slowly decreases, demand for premium examples remains strong, making this stamp a reliable long-term collectible rather than a short-term speculation. If you own this stamp, proper storage is essential to protect its value. Always keep it in a protective stamp mount or acid-free album, away from humidity, heat, and direct sunlight. Avoid touching the stamp with bare fingers, as natural oils can damage the paper and gum over time. For higher value examples, professional certification can greatly increase buyer confidence and resale potential. In summary, the 2-cent George Washington stamp is a cornerstone of classic philately. Its striking red design, historical significance, and wide range of collectible values make it appealing to both new collectors and experienced investors. Whether your stamp is worth $500 or several $1,000s, it represents an enduring piece of postal history that continues to captivate collectors across the world.
Next up, the 3-cent Francis Scott Key stamp. This stamp stands out not only for its patriotic design, but also for the powerful story behind the man it honors, making it a favorite among collectors who appreciate stamps with deep cultural and historical significance. The 3-cent Francis Scott Key stamp was issued to honor the author of the United States national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. Francis Scott Key wrote the famous poem during the War of 1812 after witnessing the British bombardment of Fort McHenry and seeing the American flag still flying at dawn. This stamp was released as part of a commemorative issue, meaning it was created to celebrate an important historical figure rather than for long-term everyday postal use, which already adds to its collectible appeal. The design of this stamp is striking and symbolic. At the center is a finely engraved portrait of Francis Scott Key, shown with calm and thoughtful expression. Behind him are 2 American flags, proudly displayed and filled with detailed stars and stripes, reinforcing the patriotic theme of the stamp. The denomination 3C appears clearly on both sides, with U.S. postage at the top. Along the bottom, references to Fort McHenry and Key's old home are included, adding layers of storytelling directly into the stamp's artwork. The red color enhances its bold appearance and makes it instantly recognizable even from a distance. Condition is one of the most important factors when determining the market value of the 3-cent Francis Scott Key stamp today. Because this stamp was widely saved by collectors at the time of issue, many examples still exist, but values can vary significantly based on centering, color freshness, paper quality, and cancellation marks. In average used condition, this stamp generally sells for around $50 to $150. Clean, used copies with light cancellations and strong color often reach $200 to $400 in today's market. Unused examples are more desirable and command higher prices. An unused stamp without original gum may be valued at approximately $250 to $500, depending on its appearance. Unused examples with original gum and light hinge marks often sell in the range of $750 to $1,500, especially $1,750. Fully mint examples with fresh color, excellent centering, and never hinged original gum are much scarcer and can reach values between $1,250 and $1,900, especially when certified by a professional stamp grading service. Collectors also pay attention to printing quality and minor variations. While this issue does not have extreme rarities like some classic stamps, small differences in centering and print clarity can greatly affect desirability. Stamps with wide, even margins and sharp details are always more valuable than poorly centered examples. As with all commemorative stamps, demand is strongest for examples that look visually appealing rather than heavily worn. The historical value of this stamp goes far beyond its price. It represents a moment when the Postal Service was used to honor national identity, culture, and shared history. During the period when this stamp was issued, commemorative stamps played an important role in educating the public and celebrating key figures through everyday mail. This stamp connects postal history with music, war history, and national symbolism, making it especially attractive to thematic collectors. From an investment point of view, the 3-cent Francis Scott Key stamp is considered a stable and accessible collectible.
While it may not reach extreme prices of rare 19th century classics, high-grade mint examples have shown steady appreciation over time. Because of its strong historical theme and wide collector base, demand remains consistent, especially for well-preserved examples. If you own this stamp, proper care is essential to maintain its value. Always store it in a protective mount or acid-free album, away from moisture, heat, and direct sunlight. Avoid handling the stamp with bare fingers, as oils can damage the paper and gum. For mint examples or higher value pieces, professional certification can help confirm authenticity and improve resale confidence. In summary, the 3 cents Francis Scott Key stamp is a beautiful and meaningful piece of postal history. Its patriotic design, connection to the national anthem, and reasonable market value make it an excellent choice for both beginner and advanced collectors. Whether your stamp is worth $500 or several $100s, it represents an important story preserved in miniature form. Thank you for watching Stamps Old World UK. If you enjoy learning about historic stamps, their stories, and their real market values in today's dollars, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with fellow stamp collectors around the world. More rare stamps, classic issues, and hidden values are coming soon, so stay tuned and keep collecting history one stamp at a time.